Everybody, this is Nick from Arcade Hunters, and we're checking out part 2 of Street Fighter month here on the site, and this is Street Fighter II Turbo. Now this is not just one game, you get 2 games on this cartridge. You get a version of Championship Edition as well as a version of Hyper Fighter. Now this game originally came out in the arcades in spring of '92, and I remember this game when I would walk into the one arcade called the Subway. It was the very first game that was in the arcade when I walked in, and it used to be in this giant white cabinet, and it had a big thing on it saying that you could play as the boss characters for the first time and also character versus character, so it increased the amount of possible matchups that you could do in a game. And one of the other things I read about reading it from Wikipedia was that it ended up, I didn't know in the original version you could play up to 10 rounds if you kept getting a double knockout. In Championship Edition they cut it down to 4. I've never seen a game that went beyond one double KO. So in this Super Nintendo version I'm playing came out in the summer of 1993, and so it was a pretty long time before we actually got to see this game on home consoles, and the folks on the Genesis ended up getting their version of Special Championship Edition that a lot of people remember. Now right here as I go into the cut, I'm going into Turbo mode, which of course, as you can see, makes the game a hell of a lot faster, and they also started to add in new things, and it was pretty much Capcom's answer against the bootleggers. Now many people probably wouldn't know if you weren't around at the time that a lot of people would try to bootleg the arcade games and try to monkey with the boards to pretty much add in new stuff. And one of the very famous ones is one called Street Fighter Rainbow Edition that a lot of people know. And in Rainbow Edition it was pretty much that every character could fire fireballs. It didn't matter if you were Zangief, you could do fireballs, you could do moves in the air, and you could also change characters as you were playing. So pretty much every character was Shang Tsung. And it was a fun game to play with your friends, but it was really broken. But if you were trying to play against a computer, but it was just meant for fun to get people to put some money into the machines if they were losing their money on the regular Street Fighter version. Now, as I said, this is when they started to change up stuff. Characters started getting new animations, new moves, and stuff like that. This is when they started to make Ken and Ryu different. And it started first with their shurikens, their dragon punches. Ken's kind of went more into an upward arc, and Ryu, as you can see, pretty much just goes up. And you could also do the hurricane kick in the air, which was really good for trying to get across the screen when you're playing against characters like Dalsim that have pretty much a long range and can pretty much control their entire space of the screen. And one of the other things that was given was Chun-Li was given a fireball, and as you can see here when I'm fighting Dalsim, he was given a teleport because that was one of the things that they did in Rainbow Edition. And also one of the things to note is that a lot of the characters all got their new costume colors. As you can see, Ryu's in blue, and Dalsim is kind of like in this gray color. And one of the only characters that didn't get new costume colors was Bison for some reason. I have no idea why. But, pretty much as a version for the Super Nintendo, it's a very well done, put together. A lot better than the original version. There is more sound effects and stuff from the announcer and voices for all the characters. And overall, a really good game. So, thank you very much for checking out this video, and we'll have more for you soon here on Arcade Hunters Street Fighter month. Thanks for watching.